The response wasn't what I expected. Check it out. All right, y'all, what's up? So today is Sunday, September, make sure I got the dates right, because you know the dates. September 27th, 2020. It's currently 10:13, and me and my mom just got finished discussing my coming out. She read my letter. The response wasn't what I expected, but I want to share it with you guys. So, check it out. Y'all, when I read that text message, I cried. I cried like a big baby. I did. And before I even got the message, I was already crying, because you know how you just waiting on the response, like, and that was me, and my heart was just boom, boom. And I'm like, you know, when you're on an iPhone, you just typing, and you know, it's just like, what are you gonna say? What are you gonna say? But man, that was totally it was unexpected. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. I was hoping for something good to come out of it, of course, and I really believed, you know, in me and my mom's bond and our relationship, that, you know, this would bring us closer. I felt that, I believed in that, but it's just not, you know, you don't know until it actually happened. One of the happiest days of my life. So and I know a lot of people don't get that same response, and to be quite honest with y'all, my mom is the only adult I came out to. I haven't told my dad or any other family members. When they find out is when this video comes out. My mom was my number one. Her supporting me, honey, nobody can tell me nothing. Period. That's just how I feel. I'm happy that I got that response, and I want to also give you guys not only just a response, you know, but I want to give you guys the background of me coming out, you know, the how, the whens, the what, all of those things. So I want to give you guys a little more information about it. I also got things written down so I wouldn't forget anything, and I don't want to be all over the place in this video. So hopefully I don't end up all over the place anyway, because normally that's how I end up talking, and I hate that, but just bear with me, y'all. Just bear with me. So what I did is I wrote down some questions. This is my own personal journey. Nobody's journey is the same. Some you guys can relate, some of you can't. That's okay. I just want to make sure I am able to help somebody, and also do this for myself as well. So let's go ahead and jump into this discussion, all right? All right, so the first question I have, which is pretty sure everybody wonders the same thing. First question, how did I know I'll just say this, how did I know I was different? Because that's the phrase I'm gonna go with, because that's all I knew at the time, was that I was different. So this actually goes back into my clothes. That's how I knew I was different. I knew that I liked clothing that was not girly. I liked boys' clothes. Like, I be quite honest with you, I didn't like skirts and dresses and stuff like that. I just never felt fully comfortable in that type of clothing. So that's one thing I noticed, that how I noticed I was a little different comparing myself to other girls. I just knew I was a little different in that aspect. Also, the things that I like to do, like I was into video games and sports and race cars, and you know, I was just into that. Like I was not the one to beg for my mom for a Barbie playhouse, if that makes sense. I begged my mom for games, you know, or I begged her for anything with basketball, or you know, I just know there was different things. Like I didn't have I had these things, but I didn't take care of them. Like my mom would buy me like little baby dolls, and like I think she had bought me like a Dora thing, and you could do her hair. And listen, I told her to do her hair up, okay? Like, yeah, I didn't take good care of the girly toys. I'll just say that. Another way I noticed I was different was in daycare. Yes, we're going back to daycare, yes. I had a little boyfriend. You know, I was dating, you know, I had a little boyfriend, but it was one boy. Just one little boy I had like, and I remember this girl named TT. She was trying to come for my man at the time, and we was beefing. I was like 4 or 5 years old, honey, and I was out there fighting for love. Yes, I was. For real. But just going back to that and up to middle school, I didn't even know how to really feel about boys. Like in middle school, sex was not on my mind. Like honestly, getting with a guy, that was not on my mind, if that makes sense. Like I feel I was in my own world. Like, you know what I'm saying? I always knew I was a bit of an outcast, and you know, from that, I didn't really date. Like in middle school, I did have one boyfriend, I did. And I actually remember how long we dated. We dated for like 1 year and 6 months. And that's the longest relationship I ever been in. And that was honestly the realest one I've ever been in. So it's just stuff like that I noticed about me. And you know, once I got to high school, it was kind of even worse, because high school I had, you know, low self-esteem, and I just didn't have the confidence or interest in dating anybody. You know, I would be shocked if anybody, you know, like me. I know I looked at, and at this time I was looking at boys and girls, but I was more comfortable with looking at girls than looking at boys. So that way I knew I was different. Next question. When did I know? All right. I knew, honestly, in middle school. In middle school, there was a time where everybody was going through like I guess a phase for some people, but they were dating girls. I even had a really close friend I was cool with, and she would talk about how she was dating her girlfriend. And you know, I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to get into, you know, dab into that. And I always, you know, I looked at females, but I never looked at them as in a sexual way, because like I said, I wasn't even, none of that was really on my mind. I just knew I was looking at women and men in a different way. And she would tell me stories about her and her girlfriend, and I would love to hear it, because it was just like, oh man, I'm like window shopping, or I'm like an outsider. I'm on the outside looking in, basically. I would give her, you know, sometimes advice about certain things, because it would be like basic relationship advice, not thinking it as, oh, this a girl, you know, just little things like, oh, what you think I should do? You think I should get her this, or you think I should get her that? Like little stuff like that. And that kind of opened my mind into that, me wanting to try it, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't do it. I just didn't. Then when I got into high school, it was full on. All right, yeah, I I want to date a girl. I do. I was honestly just denying it at that point, you know, because it got to a point where, because when you're in high school, this is when you start picking up your some people start in middle school, most people start in high school, and they start like, you get a real social life, you know what I'm saying? You start dating, maybe going to parties, hanging out, you know, you have more of a social life, you know what I'm saying? And that was something that I didn't have going on, and what was keeping me from it was this back and forth with, you know, I know I'm supposed to like guys, I'm supposed to, you know, just doing what I feel I'm supposed to do versus not what I feel. So I got into full like denial mode. I started like just like no, I can't be like this, you know, this is not how I'm supposed to be, you know, just trying to do what seems to be the right thing versus doing what's right for me. So in high school, I was full on denial. I only spoke to, I had this one friend, I wish I could find her. I'm just gonna call her Rebecca, because I don't want to put her business out like that, and I haven't spoken to this girl in years, and I wish I could find her. I know one discussion I said, well, I want to, you know, try dating girls, but I'm scared, you know what I'm saying? And I even told her, you know, it got to a point where, because I was so denial in my interest and wanting and desires to date women, that I just blocked the whole idea of being attracted to anybody. Like, that's where my mom was at. I was in the thought that I was asexual, and she gave me clarification, like, you know, that's okay. Like, she was the person that told me that's okay. Like, there's people who are asexual. You may not be attracted to nobody for real, and there's people who are like that. And which was weird, and was like, well, it was weird to me at the time, because I totally understand it now, but it was weird to me then, because this was not something that was discussed in my household, you know what I'm saying? So next question, why did it take me so long to come out? Girl, fear. F-E-A-R, fear. Fear is a SOB. I'm telling you. Fear, my religion, my family, my friends. That's what literally took me so long. Like, fear literally, I let fear take over my mental. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, instead of going off how I truly felt deep inside, I was so scared that I decided to live a lie. You know what I'm saying? And wanting to fit in, you know, because as a kid, as I just explained in the last question, I've always felt like I was an outcast, especially in school. I didn't feel so much of an outcast because in elementary, I met my best friend. So she made me feel like I wasn't much of an outcast then. And then once we separated, because we went to different schools, in middle school and in high school, I was back into that, I'm all by myself, trying to find who I was, trying to fit into the crowd. Excuse me, y'all, if you remember. Trying to get what we call, where I'm from, I don't know if everybody calls it, trying to get popularity, another way to say it. Trying to get the attention that I lacked. You know, I'd be like, I wish I was that pretty, and it wouldn't even be like jealousy. I wouldn't envy nobody. It was more of like, I admire, you know, how, you know, beautiful you are. Like, I wish I was that beautiful. Like my self-esteem, my confidence that I lacked so badly. That dragged it further along, because it was like, if I don't feel attractive and I don't feel like I can even talk to a guy, shoot, I tried getting the confidence to talk to a girl. That's what took me so long. And I dated, as I mentioned, and it's something that, you know, no matter who I dated, all the guys I've dated or talked to or whatever like that, it was never a connection. It was like this connection, like none of them, I wasn't infatuated or something missing, and then it would either be that or it would be a straight up, you know, asshole. You know what I'm saying? Like they just wanted the yeah. And I didn't give it to them, and yeah. Alright, next question. How did coming out impact you personally? Personally, me doing this video right now feels really damn good. It has impacted me in a great way. I'm more confident and I have more self-esteem than I ever had, ever. I've changed, you know, I've gotten back into what I feel more comfortable in wearing and stuff, because, you know, piggyback into the last question where I was talking about having, you know, fear and trying to fit in, I switched up the way I dressed and all. And I switched the way I dressed once I graduated out of high school. Maybe a year or two after graduating out of high school, I tried to embrace the feminine beauty in myself, trying to see it, trying to find it, because I would get judged just based off of the clothes I wore. And I didn't even come out to nobody. Now, nobody knew what I was feeling at all, but I was already getting bashed about, you know, certain family members, you know, why you don't wear dresses, or you always wearing sneakers, or you like a little boy. Like, always getting those type of comments, so, which was very hurtful, and I hope nobody else goes through that, because I got a lot of that type of attention with me dressing the way I would just dress. Like, my mom considered me a tomboy, you know what I'm saying? So she didn't really see an issue with it. You know, my mom would buy me sneakers and stuff like that, but trust me, my mom was not playing that. You're not about to look like that every day, period. That was the thing there. And what actually caused me to embrace that, you know, changing the way I dress, is taking back when I was talking about my best friend when I met her in elementary school. And after graduating high school, we started hanging out way more, way more. So, like I said, she was always a person that try to help me see, Candace, you're beautiful, you're not ugly. She would always say, I don't got no ugly friend. She would always say that, and I thank her so much for that. I really do, because it kept me stable mentally. You know, I feel like I would have been in a very depressed as a kid in high school. I'm already struggling with how I look and all of that, and she really honestly helped me with that. And that's when I started dressing a little different, and I changed the way I looked. I didn't like my weight, my acne on my face. So there's a lot of stuff I tried to change to, you know, I guess, you know, once again, try to fit in, just trying to do what I'm supposed to do, what seems to be right. You know, I'm much happier. I've got more confidence, more self-esteem. I believe in love more than I did before. I feel like I have that chance because I'm so honest, like this is me. You know how you get into something, you can't start off something in a lie. I mean, the same way you got it, the same way you're gonna lose it. You feel me? Personally, it's impacted me really great, and I'm ready to date. So, hit me up. Next question. Anything I would change? Yes. some people might take this as regrets, but I don't really say regrets, because if I regret something, that means I wish I could take it back and just, no. There's some things I wish I could change. I wish I was honest with myself sooner, but I understand why it didn't happen that way. I'm a person that believes everything happens for a reason. I feel like if I did do it, I feel like a lot of hurt could have been avoided, and damage could have been avoided too, and just in certain things. But I'm just glad that I got to the point where I'm able to be here and do this. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I'm here. That's all I'm thankful for. That, you know, sometimes that's what it takes. It's time. Only time will tell. Alright, y'all, my camera had died. But starting back where I left off, patience. I know at least in my household, air was not flying. Being gay was not accepted. And that was another thing that drove me away from telling anybody. And to close this discussion out with you guys, I want to give you some advice, okay? Just general advice about coming out, alright? Now, this is my own opinion based off of my experience and what I've seen other people go through as well. Coming out, come out when you're ready. Come out when you feel it's time. Because you will know when it's time. Because you will get tired of living in this bubble, this nutshell. Especially, you know, for me, I'm 23 years old. I'm grown. Why am I still in the closet like this? Why am I still hiding? And that's when I realized that it was time. So you're gonna know. And I advise you, you know, if it's something that you need to tell, like if you can't even tell your parents, find a friend, find another family member, or maybe a co-worker, who knows, somebody that you can trust and you know will be an emotional support for you. You know, you don't have to just come out full on out like that. You don't have to. At least I didn't. I came out on my social medias first, my Instagram and my Twitter, and I told my little cousin. I had to get it off my chest. Also, depending on your age, because I feel like my journey was a little different because, you know, I'm an adult and I came out to my mom as an adult. And most people I see, which I wish I did and could have had a chance to, come out when they're much younger, like within their teenage years. So for that sake, if you're in that predicament where you're not able to provide yourself, but you're still depending on your parents, and you're in a situation where, you know, your family is homophobic, I would wait, because it was a lot of homophobic things I saw that kept me from telling anyone. So the best advice I can give is wait till you're ready. It doesn't matter how long it takes you, how old you are when you come out either. That's another thing. I'm 23 years old. I know somebody didn't come out until they were 47. It literally takes time. Some people don't come to terms with that part of themselves until later on in life, and it is okay, because that had me confused. It's good, you're not alone, and just do you. Forget what everybody else thinks. Don't live a lie. Live your truth. Live your truth, because it's only going to benefit you. Nobody can live your life for you. I hope this video helps someone. Thank you guys for watching. I know it's long, but happy National Coming Out Day, October the 11th, 2020. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, leave a like, comment down below, hit me up on all my social medias, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell, okay? It's your girl C.ThaSag, and I'm signing out. You dig?